So just as a reminder, the hackathon session is like the workshop sessions, is being recorded and live streamed. Again, if you're out in your breakout room, that will not be live streamed. That's the main room is the only thing being live streamed today. I think everybody this time should have unmute privileges. If not, we need to grant that to everybody. So don't have to worry about submitting things through chat today. Today, you can feel free to just break in and ask questions as needed. Again, the hackathon materials can be found in our hackathon folder. Let me go put that in the chat. So again, we're going to spend the first hour here finishing up organizing teams. If you've already got your team organized, I guess at about 10:30, really, you can just go ahead and get started on working, but we may be helping to place a couple of people still here at the beginning. So we recommend waiting just a little bit before you really get started on the planning work. At 11, we'll open it up for main work session. Again, just as a reminder, Maciek Swat is coming to talk about doing CompuCell 3D extensions in C++ from 12 o'clock to 1:30 today. That'll be happening here in the main session. If you are interested in attending that, you're welcome to come back and listen in. If you would like some quiet to just continue working on your project through that, then we have extra breakout rooms set up for you to join. If you would like to just move to a quieter space. So from 1 to 1:30, we'll have a quick check-in on how projects are going so far. From 1:30 to 5, another afternoon work session. And then from 5:30 to 6, we'll have people check in the main session with their first day reports, just so that we know kind of what we need to be preparing for tomorrow, for what kinds of help people need and that kind of thing. Again, these check-ins will happen in the main session, so we'll call everybody back at 1 and at 5:30, and we'll have the check-ins as a group so everybody can see where everybody is. Just kind of open discussion.
I guess the check-ins will have to be at 1:30, so Maciek.
Oh yeah, that's true, sorry. Yeah, let me just bump everything up by half an hour. I'll make those changes real quick.
And again, I don't know, we should probably remind people on the list that Maciek is talking. I don't know how many people are interested. You certainly don't have to go hear him. But the other day, a lot of people had said they wanted to hear a little bit about C++ coding for CompuCell. So Maciek said he'd be happy to do a quick introduction to that. So you've got your breakout rooms to do your work in if you don't want to listen to them.
Okay, it's a modified schedule. We'll do our check-ins from 1:30 to 2 in the main session. Then you can work from 2 to 5:30, and we'll stick with 5:30 to 6 for our reports. And we'll probably stick around for a little bit longer after 6 if people need a little bit of extra help. And like we said yesterday, we will leave this main room open for people to continue working after the instructors have left for the day. But again, just as a reminder, we may need to probably around 10 o'clock have somebody close the meeting and reopen it so it will stay open overnight, because Zoom maxes out at 14 hours per meeting. So I'll come in at 10 o'clock tonight and close and reopen the meeting and send the link out to everybody again, in case you wanted to rejoin and people wanted to sit in here to talk overnight. And then tomorrow, similar schedule, 10 to 10:30, we'll do a morning check-in to see what happened between day 1 and day 2. From 10:30 to 2, you'll have another block to work on your models. Check-in from 2 to 2:30, 2:30 to 5, another work block. And then from 5 to 6, we'll take a full hour tomorrow to do kind of final reports and discussion. And again, we'll send out like a very short suggested template for how to structure that final talk. But the big thing that we want you to do is take about 10 to 15 minutes per group to go over biological background for your problem very quickly, just to give people context, because not everybody will be super familiar with each project at that point. Walk through basically how you approached your model, challenges and things you faced as you were programming, and then you'll show us your model running and give us some information about kind of what still needs to be done and what help, if any, you want post-hackathon from the instructional team or from your hackathon mates. as we move forward here. So just again, we've got links here to our hackathon teaming documents. Let me get the link to that. We'll probably take a look at that here in just a minute, see if there's been any changes since yesterday. Again, if you have a project at the end, haven't put it in there yet, please do so we can help people find groups. I think everybody here, let me take a look. I think everybody here was here yesterday.
Is there anybody who has asked for a group that said they were going to participate that isn't here at the moment in that document, so that I should create a breakout room for them? Breakout rooms don't cost anything, so if we create a breakout room that no one uses, it's just sitting there. It doesn't do any harm. But just want to make sure that we're prepared for that.
Yeah, we can take a look here in just a minute. I just got one more slide.
Is there a link to this slide deck so I can keep that schedule up?
Yes, I will upload it and send out the link in just a second.
Okay.
So we'll look at the hackathon teaming document in just a minute. Again, I think at this point, it's probably getting a little bit late to be coming up with your hackathon idea, but it's not too late. So again, if you did want to take a look at the literature list, particularly if you're working by yourself and don't have an idea yet, you're welcome to take a look at the project ideas document, and we can help you formulate your model over the course of the day-to-day. But I think everybody in here currently has an idea or is working with the group already.
Maybe we should ask it a different way. Is there anybody who's here now who's not part of a group? I think everybody here is everybody who made the effort to get up on Saturday morning is knows what they want to do, I think. But if there's somebody who is not part of a group, please raise your hand now or speak, to unmute, speak up.
If you're not part of a group, or if you're not planning on working on a project by yourself, we're getting breakout rooms set up for everybody, for each group, and then we'll have some additional rooms for people who just want to go sit in a breakout room for a while. So if we're having a discussion in here that's distracting, we'll have breakout rooms that are available for people to go work by themselves if they'd like. I will be sitting in the main session more or less at all times, unless I am having to bounce around to give announcements to people. I'll be in the main session. So if you need help with logistics, if you have questions about the schedule, trying to contact specific instructors or members of your team, feel free to come back to the main session and ask me. I can also help with basic debugging of code. So if you need a sanity check, if you need somebody to look at your XML and your Python, if you've got a syntax error that you just can't find, sometimes having a fresh pair of eyes is very helpful. So if you need to come back and look over some stuff in that regard, I'm also happy to do that. So I will be in the main session at all times. If you have a question and don't know who to ask, just pop back to the main session and ask me, and we will direct you to the correct person. The other instructors will be sort of circulating around between groups throughout the course of the day to help answer questions and check in with people. So again, if there's a specific instructor you need to talk to, please let me know either by email, through the Slack, or by coming back to the main session. So I'll be keeping an eye on the Slack today as well. So you can use the Slack to contact me directly if you don't want to go through the trouble of leaving your breakout room and rejoining, because sometimes that can take, upwards of 2 to 3 minutes, depending on your connection. But if you would like to talk to a specific instructor, please let me know and we'll try to get them to come around to your room as soon as possible. So instructors tend to be a little bit busy during this, so please do be patient with that process, but we'll try to get you who you need as quickly as possible.